Welcome to the Mary Potter Podcast. Get ready for our weekly magical probe into the fascinating world of wizarding flash fiction. We have two wild tales for you today, full of hidden talents and unexpected twists. Kind of like those fantasy films and epic series you love.
Yeah,
All packed into bite-sized magical narratives just for you. Let's dive in.
absolutely. You've brought us two really interesting pieces of flash fiction today that explore the emergence of magic in very different contexts. It'll be fascinating to unpack what these stories tell us.
First up, we have the Mage of Music. This story centers on Melody Jones, who, as you know, feels completely invisible at school. Her lifeline is her guitar. And the music that just seems to pour out of her, it's that feeling, isn't it? The music can express what words can't.
Precisely. And in many narratives exploring hidden potential, whether magical or otherwise, that sense of being overlooked or unheard often acts as a powerful catalyst. It's as if that internal pressure needs an outlet. And in Melody's case, it finds one through her music.
Then one night, while she's playing a new song under the moonlight, a song about feeling unseen, things take a turn, a warm wind suddenly whips up, sparks fly from her guitar, and a streetlight nearby just explodes. What strikes you as significant about this particular manifestation of what we can now assume is magic?
What's fascinating here is the direct link between Melody's emotional state, the specific theme of her song, feeling invisible, and this rather dramatic outburst of energy. It's almost as if the intensity of her feelings, channeled through the music, found a physical release. The streetlight, an ordinary object, becoming the focal point of this magical event, underscores the unexpected ways magic can interact with the mundane world.
Right, and the next day, the school is buzzing. There's even a video of Melody near the exploding streetlight. Suddenly, she's the center of attention, and not in a good way. Lindsay, the resident bully, immediately labels her a witch and demands a curse. It's that immediate jump to fear and accusation when something unexplainable happens.
Yeah. It highlights a really common human reaction to the unknown, doesn't it? The need to categorize and often demonize what we don't understand. In a high-stakes social environment like school, that fear can quickly escalate into hostility, as we see with Lindsay's reaction.
But here's where it gets really interesting for me. Benji, the person Melody has a crush on, looks at her with curiosity, not fear. And in that moment, something shifts in Melody. She unleashes a song at Lindsay, fueled by all that pent-up hurt. And the immediate result, Lindsay is left with her makeup streaming down her face. It's not a curse exactly, but a very targeted, almost poetic consequence.
This suggests a developing control, even if subconscious, over her abilities. The magic isn't just a random burst anymore. It has a specific, almost empathetic effect on Lindsay, reflecting perhaps the emotional weight of Melody's song. Benji's curiosity, acting as a form of unexpected positive attention, might have provided Melody with the confidence or focus to channel her power in this more directed way. What do you think about that trigger?
That's a great point. It's like his non-judgmental gaze gave her permission in a way. And then surprisingly, Benji actually encourages her to try out for the Battle of the Bands, seeing the raw power in her music. It's a complete subversion of the typical bullied kid narrative.
Absolutely. It shows how even negative experiences can lead to unexpected opportunities if there's a shift in perspective or an act of recognition from someone else. Benji's encouragement provides a constructive outlet for Melody to explore this newfound aspect of herself.
So Melody forms a band.
Yeah.
And their song, a defiant cry against being overlooked, becomes a hit. She's finally finding her voice, both literally and magically. But of course, the conflict isn't over. Lindsay and her crew reappear, clearly seeking revenge. And during Melody's performance, things go haywire. The microphone jolts. There's this awful screech. The walls shake. And a chandelier falls. Was this Lindsay's doing? Or is Melody's magic still too unpredictable under pressure?
Given what we've seen so far, it's more likely that Melody's own power is still reactive to intense emotional states. And the stress of the performance, coupled with Lindsay's threatening presence, could have triggered another uncontrolled surge. The amplification of the sound and the structural damage suggests a significant release of raw magical energy that she hasn't yet learned to harness. It raises the question of intent versus impact, doesn't it?
It's terrifying to think of having that kind of power and not knowing when it might erupt. And then in the backstage, chaos. A mysterious, shadowy figure appears. This figure acknowledges Melody's impressive power, but calls it chaotic and unrefined. They offer her training and give her a card for the Conservatory of Hidden Melodies, a place that deals with her kind of magic. What are your immediate thoughts on this classic mentor archetype appearing in such a dramatic moment?
The arrival of this figure introduces a new dynamic to Melody's journey. It's a familiar trope in stories of burgeoning magical ability, the guide who recognizes potential and offers to provide the necessary knowledge and control. However, the description as shadowy and the emphasis on her power being chaotic also introduces an element of uncertainty. Is this a benevolent mentor? Or is there a hidden agenda? The name of the conservatory itself, Hidden Melodies, hints at a connection to the unique nature of her musical magic.
It leaves Melody and us with a real cliffhanger. Does she retreat back into invisibility? Or does she embrace this terrifying, potentially dangerous gift? The story ends with her standing before a Gothic mansion, ready to face her destiny. What's the key takeaway for you from this first magical probe?
For me, it highlights the often overwhelming and sometimes frightening nature of discovering extraordinary abilities, especially when they manifest unexpectedly and without guidance. Melody's journey underscores the difficult choice between the comfort of the familiar and the daunting prospect of embracing the unknown potential within. It also raises the question of whether such power is a burden or a gift, or perhaps a bit of both.
Okay, let's shift our focus now to our second flash fiction story, The Illusionist's Heist. This one takes a completely different path, blending the art of illusion. With a surprising twist of reality, we meet Mirabelle, a teenage illusionist desperately trying to save her family's struggling circus. The amazing Dubois family circus. You can just feel the weight of that responsibility, can't you?
Absolutely. The circus, once a vibrant source of entertainment and family pride, is now facing ruin, and with her father injured, Mirabelle carries the hopes of the entire troupe on her young shoulders. The setting of a failing circus itself speaks to themes of fading glory and the desperate need for a spark to reignite the magic.
The scene is pretty downbeat, a sparse audience, the threat of bankruptcy looming. But during Mirabelle's grand finale, intended to be a dazzling display of sparkling stardust, something completely unplanned happens. Real glowing fireflies appear, captivating the small crowd. What does this accidental magic reveal about Mirabelle's illusions?
This unexpected event is crucial. It suggests that Mirabelle's abilities are evolving. Beyond mere trickery and showmanship, the appearance of real fireflies indicates a latent magical capacity that's beginning to infuse her illusions with actual substance. It blurs the lines between what's real and what's perceived, hinting at a deeper connection to the natural world, or perhaps an inherent ability to manifest her imagination.
It's a fascinating development, and it doesn't go unnoticed. A character named Jasper, described as a slick-haired charmer who's been watching the circus, approaches Mirabelle with a rather audacious proposition: to steal the fabled star of Etheria, a priceless sapphire, from a notoriously paranoid billionaire, using her illusions. Who do you think this Jasper is, and what motivates him to involve a struggling teenage illusionist in such a high-stakes crime?
Jasper seems like a classic archetype of the charismatic rogue, recognizing the unique potential of Mirabelle's burgeoning abilities, given his background as an ex-con man. He's likely drawn to the challenge and the potential reward of such a daring heist. He probably sees Mirabelle's magic as the key to achieving something others would deem impossible, a way to bypass conventional security and achieve a significant score.
Mirabelle tells Jasper that her illusions are becoming malleable, like she can almost will them into being real. So they devise this intricate plan using blueprints of the billionaire's mansion. Jasper goes undercover as a caterer, while Mirabelle conjures a series of illusions, concealing vines, a distracting flock of birds, even a fake maintenance crew wheeling out a counterfeit sapphire. What aspects of this magical heist strike you as the most precarious?
The sheer audacity of the plan and the reliance on Mirabelle's still developing abilities are inherently risky. Each illusion requires intense focus and carries the potential for failure, which could expose them. The idea of creating illusions convincing enough to fool a paranoid collector and his security measures highlights the immense pressure Mirabelle is under. The coordination between Jasper's physical infiltration and Mirabelle's magical diversions also leaves a lot of room for error.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You're holding your breath wondering if every conjured vine and phantom bird will hold up. But just when they think they've pulled it off, the alarm blares, and the billionaire king appears holding the real star of Etheria. He dismisses their clever tricks and throws the sapphire down in contempt. But in that crucial split second, Mirabelle realizes the vines she conjured on the lawn are now actually real, solid, and she uses them to catch the falling gem. This feels like a major leap in her powers, doesn't it?
Yes. This is a pivotal moment indeed. It signifies a significant shift from creating mere illusions to actually manifesting tangible objects through her magic. The vines catching the sapphire aren't just a clever trick. They demonstrate a fundamental change in her abilities. Her imagination is no longer just influencing perception, it's shaping reality in a very concrete way.
It's like her will and her imagination have become intertwined with the fabric of reality itself, and in the end they manage to escape, split the considerable value of the sapphire. and the Dubois family circus is saved. The story concludes with Mirabelle reflecting on the dangerous nature of their actions, but also the positive outcome for her family. What final thoughts does this magical probe into the world of illusion and reality leave you with?
Mirabelle's story raises fascinating questions about the nature of magic and its relationship to imagination and intent. It explores the ethical complexities of using extraordinary abilities, even when motivated by noble causes, the evolution of her powers, from creating ephemeral illusions to manifesting tangible reality, suggests a profound connection between the inner world of the imagination and the external world we perceive.
So thinking about these two very different stories, what resonates with you most? In the Mage of Music, we see the raw, untamed power born from feeling unseen, and the daunting choice Melody faces. What aspects of her journey do you find particularly compelling?
Melody's story resonates with the universal desire to be seen and heard, and the unexpected ways in which that desire can manifest. The idea that her deepest emotions could be the source of such potent yet uncontrollable magic is a powerful metaphor for the hidden potential within all of us. The shadowy offer at the end also leaves us pondering the true cost and nature of power, and who might seek to control or guide it.
And in The Illusionist's Heist, we witness imagination becoming reality, with all the risks and rewards it entails. Mirabelle's story blurs those lines we often take for granted. What surprised you most about her journey?
The most surprising element of Mirabelle's story is the seemingly organic way her illusions gain substance. It's as if her desperation to save her family inadvertently unlocked a deeper level of her magical ability. The heist itself, while morally ambiguous, highlights the extraordinary possibilities that can arise when creativity and a touch of the impossible intersect.
These flash fiction stories, the brief, offer us captivating glimpses into worlds where the ordinary can become extraordinary in the blink of an eye, where a song can hold magic, and an illusion can take on a life of its own. They invite us to consider the hidden potential that might exist just beneath the surface of our own world. What kind of unexpected magic do you think might be lurking in the everyday?
Perhaps the magic isn't always as dramatic as exploding lights or vanishing sapphires. Maybe it lies in the unexpected connections we make with others, the moments of profound creativity that surprise even ourselves, or the resilience we discover in the face of adversity. Perhaps the most potent magic is the human spirit itself.
Thank you for joining us for this magical probe into the wizarding world of flash fiction on the Mary Potter podcast. We hope these tales have ignited your imagination and left you contemplating the possibilities. Be sure to rate and follow the show for more captivating stories. Until next time, keep the magic alive.